Welcome to another edition of the MerlinCast. And introduce everybody first, we've got Bass Xevrix here.
Hello.
Got Mr. Wheeler the Healer.
Hi.
Got the Tiefling. And we got Troll. Now, we've got a lot of great topics tonight, I'm sure, but I'm going to start with Mr. Bass Xevrix. What's the question you want to pose to us tonight?
First, I would like to make a plug. This here is delicious Crystal Pepsi mixed with Ecto Cooler. If you haven't seen the Crystal Pepsi review on Merlin Mighty, I'm sure it will be in the description.
Now it will be.
But this here is the lifeblood of the 80s and 90s.
All right. That is an interesting combo. Maybe.
This is not the first time you've said this today.
Does that mean it tastes like Portland?
Yes. It tastes like
the 90s is alive.
if you
The
go
only
to
part of that
Portland
show
and
I've
lick
ever
the
seen.
ground. All right.
All right, but what is the thought problem, sir, if
right.
you have one? Or is that Troll? That's the Troll leader. You might have a thought problem for us. You had an interesting question, right, Will?
Yes. From the deep recesses of my mind.
Oh no.
Scared.
I'm puckering already.
And the video here.
Puckering.
And the video here, SWAT team's already on their way. There are many pieces of work that have two things going on simultaneously, one finishing fairly sooner than the other, such as Scott Pilgrim with the movie coming out and the actual ending for the comic books coming out months later, and Dragon Ball Super, which has the manga behind the anime by a couple chapters. What are your thoughts on things like these?
I have something specifically to say about Dragon Ball Super. Toyotaro and Toei Animation are both given the same material to work with from Akira Toriyama.
Yeah.
So it's basically major endings, but I think they can be seen as two separate works. And that goes just for in general with all of these works, as which you mentioned Scott Pilgrim. The Scott Pilgrim books are vastly different from the movie.
Yes,
but both of them are
took
good.
a lot from the ending of the Scott Pilgrim movie.
Because the movie was good.
Yes.
Like, a lot of these things, like Full Metal Alchemist, that is 3 separate versions.
Always a great, always a great example.
Oh.
And all 3 of them are good for their own reasons.
Each episode 6 is Nina becoming a dog person.
Because that spells 666, and everyone knows what that means.
Well, they got to be consistent somewhere.
I forgot that again, and you made me sad.
That means depression. But with each, say, an anime comes out before the manga is finished, the anime catches up. What should they do? Should they continue and create their own story?
That's a common problem.
Or should they make filler episodes and wait?
Isn't that something that happened with Tokyo Ghoul?
That is kind of what happened.
That's exactly what happened with Hellsing, the original.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That was a major problem. Tokyo Ghoul is a different story.
Right.
That thing ended terribly.
Well, sometimes I think, oddly enough, having one come out first can give the anime or whatever a chance to diverge. Like, I really hope that for the lifeblood, for the longevity of that anime, I really hope you even know what it is, don't you? I really hope that Attack on Titan, the walls aren't made out of fucking Titans.
No, they are.
They are.
They are.
Damn.
But they're
So many
diverging.
books in that
They
series.
are divergent.
They're diverging for the reasons.
Well, there are some clear reasons to diverge, because that's where I dropped the manga.
Well, here's the thing.
That was
manga
just
is
the dumbest
bad.
thing you could have
I'm
possibly
sorry.
heard.
When your main character originally is set up to be the badass savior of the universe and does nothing for 9,000 chapters straight.
There's something that they did. He got captured.
Yeah.
He got kidnapped like 19 times.
Several
It's really
times,
annoying.
yeah.
This is a dude who can bite his tongue and turn into a Gorgia-sized monster.
He can turn into a kaiju at will, but this nigga gets kidnapped like 19 times.
I'll be honest, I didn't actually get spoiled on Attack on Titan, and so I reached the episode where Eren just dies. Spoilers, by the way. He just dies.
That's only episode 3.
Yeah, he just dies in the Titan's stomach, and then I had to go. I had to go to school. I had a friend that convinced me that the rest of the series was actually about fucking Armin for an entire day.
No. Because at some point, Armin became a badass.
He did, but for no damn reason. And at that point, he was just murdering the shit.
That is diverging from the topic.
Topic a little bit, but
But it's like, it can help a series if it diverges, because then it gives you two different perspectives on quote-unquote the same story.
I think I could probably cap it off. I mean, really, when it comes to this sort of issue, whenever you're adapting something, especially if it's from something else that's ongoing, and in particular with the anime-manga relationship, I think a lot of the problems that a lot of these series come up with is...
Honda and Subaru. Plug. Honda and Subaru. Plug.
Give us money, pay for our crippling ecto-cooler addiction.
Oh my god, I'm so addicted. This
Anyway.
is my favorite drink.
Now even more crippling video game addiction.
oh, yeah.
You saw the picture that I put in the chat of like it's like cases upon cases.
Look,
Well, because
I have the worst addiction here.
No, you don't. Will, how many extra coolers have you drank so far?
One.
I'm on my third.
I also have this.
I am on my third.
As you were saying, bro.
As I was saying before I was interrupted by family, where was I?
Faulkner, Honda, and
Faulkner,
Subaru.
Honda, and Subaru.
I'm sorry, I have no idea where you're at.
No. Basically, the problem that a lot of the manga to anime relations series have problems with is that either because of not communicating with the creator or attempting to diverge completely, they either have no ending or they have an ending that people don't like, or a cliffhanger which is an advertisement for the manga. You know, I think really the key example is if they just communicated better, you know, and had those priorities to match up and sync up, it would probably fix a lot of those issues. I don't know how the inner workings of that are in Japan, but in general, I think that's probably the best
I
way
like
to solve
the current
problems.
communication that Akira Toriyama has with the creators of what's going on.
Well,
Right
Dragon Ball is like an exception because it's such a popular, well-known series that Toei knows is their bread and butter. So they got to listen to the guy that writes the freaking comic.
And for the American version, George R.R. Martin has told the ending of Game of Thrones to
the brothers,
show
that are
creators.
producing
to series makers in case he dies
Yeah,
before.
and also a cool thing about that is Martin actually also works on the show and writes some of the episodes. So like he's closely involved. So even if it's a little different,
Having the creator
similar.
of the base
story.
always works better with adaptations. Having as much.
I don't know. Star Trek Next Generation first season.
I'm trying to think of something
Gene
that
Roddenberry,
has
yeah.
two vastly different endings that people like.
Full Metal.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Something besides that. Because I know there was something else. And I can't remember what it was.
Something there's two different endings that are very different, but people like them both.
Yes.
The Walking Dead, like the first several seasons were like
I guess
entirely
people
different from
like both
the
versions of those things. That's
And then-
true.
Yeah, not entirely different, but there were some major changes.
Characters lived for like 2 extra seasons.
Yeah.
I feel like we're dancing around something here. Comic books. Every year they rewrite the same stories, and they're always slightly different because they have to sell it again.
Especially if it's a movie or something.
Especially if it's a movie or something. And
But people often have issues with that.
I think that's off. I think it often paints comics in a bad light because oftentimes they just kind of mention like the earlier stories, then try to go, all right, backstory, probably our new comic that we were
Yeah.
But when you do that for a solid year, and then oh no, we're rebooting the series again. It's just you keep retelling the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh well, they keep on
Generally-
fucking it up.
Generally, they only keep
Like Damian
rebooting the
Wayne.
universe when they keep fucking up, hence New 52. And what's probably going to happen to Marvel.
Like Damian
Marvel,
Wayne. Damian Wayne should be a really good character, but
No,
they
he
keep
shouldn't.
No, he should be. Because
should be.
his original story, yes, started out with him being a little asshole, and I can see that they have plans for him to not be one, but
Just
that's
you've
what
done
makes
this
him
rant twice
different.
on
That's
this
why they-
podcast.
That's
Yes.
why they have a comic coming out with him and Superboy's son.
Dude, the original story that he was in, he was nothing like he is in the thing. He was not a comic book character. His name wasn't even Damien, but he was the son of Bruce Wayne, Talia Ghul. The character all set up in, I think it was Kingdom Come, oddly enough.
Kingdom Come?
That was so
Yeah,
long ago.
and they just decided to rework him into another Robin. And the last thing Batman comics need was
Come on, Edith.
another Robin.
Was Commander there said.
That's Superman comics that did not need that good friend.
Come on, either thing.
How many sets of little green spandex does Batman have hanging around his cave?
Like
Don't,
5?
don't blame him. Don't blame him for that. It was Dick is the one who designed his own goddamn costume,
Yeah.
and he was the only one who wore that one.
Yeah.
The other ones wore red and black costumes.
The other ones wore pants.
Yeah.
The other ones wore
The other
pants.
ones were confident in their abilities enough to not need to make people like take them lightly. basically.
I feel like maybe he was just trying to like
Also-
show something off.
I mean, also
Dick
he was
Grayson
just
Dick Grayson explained the reason that behind his costume.
I love the fact that every other like superhero can get away from the silly origins of them, except for Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
Like no one
because-
brings up.
That's because Adam West did such a fucking good job, though. Like, you can't argue that Adam West is...
Yeah, but
Speaking
like,
of-
yeah, but like no one brings up in like modern day works the fact that like Superman had like a mini Superman that came out of his hand on a rainbow to do everything for him. But no one
Was he
will
played
ever-
by Adam West?
Look.
I don't think he was played by Adam
That
West.
might actually come up.
Or the
because
time he became an electricity monster.
That,
Yep.
that might come
Electricity
up because
people.
Superman Prime right now is who's in DC Comics, and his son even brought up the fucking the black suit that he wore.
That wasn't the same Superman. What I'm referring to is Golden Age. Golden Age.
Oh,
has
Golden
been
Age.
way
I'm
dead.
sorry.
Yeah, that
Golden
Superman has been dead
Golden
for a
Age is
very
super
long
dead.
time.
They
They are
literally killed
bringing back... Okay, DC's Rebirth comics are at least trying. Current
Right.
Marvel comics are slowly dying.
They're trying.
They're not
too
even
hard.
dying slowly.
They're not.
Hey, guess what happens when you alienate your entire fan base?
Oh my god.
They're
Somehow
catering to
getting
people
a
that-
huge fan base in movies?
That's because they're doing movies right.
Because they're basing the movies off of their
Older comics.
off of their
This is
well-loved comics, and their new comics are trying to try to distance themselves from what everyone likes about Marvel comics.
It's also the fact that
They're
a lot of the
catering to a fan base that doesn't actually buy comics.
Social justice warriors.
Social justice warriors don't buy comics.
But this is the thing, though. They also realize that a lot of people that actually do read the comics are going to go to the movies too, and so Marvel is working very closely with a lot of the writers of the movies. And so, if the best talent's not actually focused on the actual books, might be a reason why. Because, like as I've said before, these days they don't make money from actual comic books anymore.
No one makes money from comic books anymore.
No, it's all the
No,
merchandise.
DC does.
There's unfortunate.
How's it fucking
DC does. Their movies are shit.
DC
does
because their movies are terrible. That's why their comics are good and their movies are terrible.
Why can't we live in a world that has both?
Because it's not that easy.
Take good comics over good movies.
Because the director of Suicide Squad told Stan Lee to fuck off, and then like 2 days later was like, Stan Lee, you're my hero on Twitter.
Well, that's because, save face and people want to see Suicide Squad. But that was a good little deviation from discussion, which is why I'm going to go to Wheeler Heather.
He wants his
No, he wants
comics
it to
for
go
last.
last.
I think that should
You
be
really
last
do?
because
All
it's
right.
going to take a while.
Well then, I'm going to go.
Counterclockwise.
I'm going to go to Troll next then for your
The
topic.
second time.
Alright, this topic takes a little bit of a lead up into it.
Okay. I'm going to sit down for it.
Alright, for all you guys have experienced the DC television universe, right? The Arrowverse, pretty much?
The Arrowverse.
It's the first one that came out, that's why it gets called. I'm sorry. But in
Not wrong.
Flash, and especially in DC Legends of Tomorrow, both deal with time travel a lot.
Yes.
Now you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
And the time travel they deal with makes no sense. It's not consistent at all. It makes no internal narrative sense. It makes absolutely no logical sense.
To be fair, Troll, in comics many times it doesn't.
Whoa. That's what I'm getting to. But the thing is, in DC Comics, that's exactly how they treat time travel. So, even though it makes no logical sense and is really stupid and really hard to follow, like, spoiler alert, at the end of the first season of DC Legends of Tomorrow, they figure out how to perma-kill
Savage.
Vandal Savage, and say that the best way to do with that is kill him in 3 different time periods at the same time.
It
Interesting.
was fucking awesome.
But here's the thing, that isn't...
It
that
was
isn't-
hilariously awesome.
But
Like,
here's the
I
thing,
saw Back to the Future. That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
But here's the thing, that is an accurate translation of their source material, of their comics.
Yeah.
So at what point, when you're translating something to a new media, do you cut stuff that's stupid? and don't make any sense?
When
That's a good question.
There's other easier things, like Superman's glasses. They're grandfathered into every version of Superman, everyone instantly says that they're stupid and don't make any sense. Or even something that a lot of people don't think about, the bat signal.
how does it
Makes no
How does it
goddamn
work
sense.
when there's no clouds outside?
How does it work when there is clouds outside? How does it work? It makes no damn sense.
And cell phones would work easier, or email, or any special device
Yeah.
than a freaking lamp.
The Batman, the old TV show, he just gave her, here's a phone.
It's
call
it's
phone.
not 1939 anymore.
Here's a cell phone. Please call me when you need me.
And the and the not very good cartoon, The Batman, the bat signal was literally just like this alert he got over his computer. But
that makes more sense. It's an actual signal in the sky.
Batman and comics can only work on the full moon.
nonsense, it's always a full moon in Gotham.
Whenever isn't it a full moon in Gotham?
It's always a full moon with red skies.
Fucking love it there.
Yeah, a full moon with red sky.
That's horrible.
It's the upside
But
down.
back to the base question: when is what's the point where you have to drop something from translation if it's stupid or doesn't make sense?
That's a good question. Will answer
I got
first.
you. In the comics, did because I know this was something that really
It's not just comics; it's like
no,
yeah.
I'm sorry. In The Legend of Tomorrow, something that almost ruined that show for me was when Hawkman died, and how he died was so stupid.
Dude, he's Hawkman. He dies all the time.
Yes,
It's a show
he
about time
does.
travel.
He does, but it was an unnecessary
Hawkman got his ass
death.
kicked by Dick Grayson.
He did. Hawkman's a terrible character.
Not a lot of people.
Hawkgirl is so much better.
So what? I don't get your problem with this.
A shitty character dies a shitty death. What?
Yes.
Also, the entire season was around how him and Hawkgirl kept dying. And about time travel and dealing with the guy who keeps time traveling and killed.
I think it's how you
keeps killing
execute it and how you explain it at the same time.
If it's executed correctly, stupid things can be made non-stupid. Think about the Marvel movies. They translated Loki's horns.
That was an act of pure brilliance, and I have no explanation for it. That person deserved an Oscar and a raise.
I actually have a comment on more superhero costumes in general. Bullshit, make no sense.
Marvel has done a good job.
Marvel has done a good job, but look at Captain America's kind of leather battle armor suit.
Yeah.
Look at how it was in the Captain America comics that were going on when the first Captain America movie came out. Mm-hmm. He had feathers and bullshit. It looked really cool in the comics, but when you look at real life, he looks like a fucking stripper. How?
Hey,
They changed it to make it...
all the movie Batman costumes.
All the movie Batman costumes, there's absolutely no way for Batman to physically be able to move his neck.
But you believe it.
When he does it...
But
the newest one, Ben Affleck's, it looks as most like comic as possible, and somehow that translates better than
all of the weird combat armor that they've been trying
that
to
they did in Nolan's movie, and that they did in all the Nolan ones.
Well, if you look,
they also try to put an expression in the S and Nolan ones. It was really off-putting.
Put eyebrows on it. It was weird.
Did they put eyebrows?
Yeah,
on
they
it?
put a menacing.
He's scrunching up his face.
But then when he's trying to look confused somewhere, he looks more like a fish.
To be fair, Nolan's Batman was confused most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't know, Troll. That's a really hard question.
I know because it was the Arrowverse that made me think of that because okay, another spoiler. At the end of the first season of The Flash, they defeat Reverse Flash
by killing his
but his answers are killing himself, which erases him from history. That does not erase anything that he did. And they run into him again, going back in time before he got erased. Now he's several times, and now he's one of the main villains of DC's Legend of Tomorrow, going through time. Somehow,
it makes no sense.
Are they trying to explain right now that he's a paradox?
No,
he's
not a paradox that they're running into. He's literally just a villain.
He's just him running back in time because he's a speedster. He can do that shit.
I guess in the
Zoom
comics,
literally was in two places at once because he ran slightly back in time, so there'd be two of them. Literally, the first season, the first time Barry Allen runs back in time, he sees himself, and the self he sees disappears because he ran back in time.
They changed the rules to fit the narrative, and it doesn't make that much sense, but it's awesome.
But it's awesome.
Look at the new Spider-Man costume. They found a way to make the web wings not look retarded.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
Which,
they did.
It's a miracle.
Dude, Marvel movies and superhero costumes, man. I even like the really dopey looking one that they put on Captain America in the first Avengers movie.
They're good at the translation.
We all like to shit on Arrow, but imagine how stupid it'd look for a live-action TV show if he had the fucking Robin Hood.
They were gonna go with the hooded version, and the hooded version looks cool.
Not gonna lie,
translate
I might like that show a bit more if he had the stupid hat, because it might show they have like a sense of humor whatsoever with the character.
Oh my God.
That show
He
is
needs
boring.
That would require him to also use the boxing.
He needs the goatee.
He used the
No.
boxing arrow.
He used it once.
Look,
and like
I'll tell you what.
That show is boring.
I will watch Arrow if. Okay, they've already.
Sense of humor?
Well, they've already fixed one thing. They actually call him Green Arrow now, so I don't hate that now.
That took several seasons.
How long did that?
Like season 5.
Season 5, okay, and they
He
got
didn't
to.
wear a mask for the first season.
He's got to have the goatee, and he's got to have a sense of humor.
doesn't
Oliver
have a
Queen
sense of
has to have.
He doesn't.
He cracks jokes.
He doesn't.
He's
He doesn't.
jokey Batman.
He's not.
That's what he is.
He's
not.
dating that Oracle.
Look,
Are they dating now?
They've been
him,
dating for like a season.
Barry Allen, and Hal Jordan are the fucking comedic triangle of DC Comics.
Barry Allen was not a comedian before they somehow merged him with Wally West.
I know.
They
But
merged
right now,
everything
it's
about
him.
good about Wally West and everything good
They're
about
like,
Barry
okay,
Allen. into
Barry
one
Allen. They're like, all right, Barry Allen has the history, has the good character backstory, and he's got a good job. And Wally West has a likable personality.
That's what they did.
Worked.
It worked. It did.
But,
Unfortunately,
no cares.
Unfortunately, they have to bring in. Unfortunately, they're just bringing Wally West, and now Wally West's thing is like, I'm kind of now like in Arrow. It's not in Arrow, well, technically, but in the Flash show, Wally West is kind of like, hey, Wally West, I'm young and petulant,
And I'm black.
I happen to be black.
Now there's two Wally West though.
Yeah, there's Barry Allen and Wally West.
Yeah.
I mean, in comic books, there are literally 2 Wally Wests.
Yeah, that's fine.
To be fair, the Wally West in the show is not quite as much of a jokester as the comic book one.
No, and neither is the new one in the comics, but the one that came out of the fucking Speed Force, he's still the old Wally West that you knew and loved.
Oh.
And
It's hard to keep track of what's going on in DC Comics.
Yeah.
it is. But
Hey, remember the time they all became gods for some reason? And
we
that
don't
ended
talk
in
about
like
that.
a week?
That's
Remember
why
the time they all
that's why
became
they
gorillas
rebooted.
for a month?
That was hilarious. We don't talk about them
Bring
becoming
back the
gods.
Gorillaverse.
Them becoming gods is what happened. Is why we rebooted.
Did they reboot already?
Yes,
No,
Rebirth.
It's Rebirth. It's not even a reboot.
it's not a reboot.
They're trying to fix New 52, and in some cases work. I heard the Wonder Woman one's actually going. This is how the Wonder Woman guys got it, because like New 52 Wonder Woman, if you like it, it's not really Wonder Woman. They've changed so much about the character.
Yeah.
And Rebirth.
That's a good thing about your original point. How they did Wonder Woman's costume in the new version. It would look so goddamn stupid if she had like the Stars and Stripes pants.
Yeah.
Like stripper girl. Yay!
That's half of all female comic book costumes, not just.
Well,
Wonder
they made
Woman.
her an actual badass now in the movies.
But anyway, like how they fix. She takes this lasso, she puts it around herself, and she just hears like a voice from above. Diana Themyscira, you have been deceived, and like the entire New 52 Wonder Woman thing's been a lie. she takes Steve back to Themyscira. It's like, this isn't Themyscira. What are you talking about?
That's great.
It's like,
I
that's
haven't.
brilliant.
Yeah.
If someone like a Wonder Woman fan was reading New 52 Wonder Woman.
Basically. That sounds actually really, really cool.
That's the other book I read was.
There are a lot of things that I have
Wonder Woman.
problems with in DC's current universe, but it's doing a hell of a lot better than
your
making the
problems are
flagship
with Nightmare.
American goody created by 2 Jewish dudes to punch Hitler in the face. They make him a Nazi.
Yeah.
That's something you probably should have.
They're never going to live that down.
No, you can't. You
Never.
physically can't.
What's-
Like, I thought Lobo was bad, but no, that's like
How does Falcon throw the shield with his wings?
Like an idiot. Actually, the Falcon gets his ass kicked in almost every single thing that he goes out to do.
I've been reading a couple of things online about what's going on with Marvel, and apparently there's a page where Falcon's like, people don't like me, it's got America, must because I'm black. That points out the fact that you can never win a fight versus Misty Knight.
Yeah,
His
Mr.
girlfriend-
Knight dropped in and kicked his fucking ass.
Everyone kicks his ass, and then he whines like
Well,
his ass
guys,
being African American.
That's because he's the Falcon.
Yeah.
Okay, he's
He's
never
not even
really.
the Eagle. He's the Falcon.
He wasn't even. He's not even like an A level or B level superhero.
And Falcon and Captain America have been buddies for a long time, so it makes sense that
The
he takes
Falcon's
up the
doing
torch,
really-
but
Falcon's been
Come
doing
on,
really good in the Marvel movies.
Tiefling.
He's believable as being able to accomplish things.
Yes, but even in the Marvel movies, the Falcon is one of the lame ones.
Yeah.
He is literally the stooge of the group. It's I get my ass beat so you can see how cool the normal people are.
Yeah, that's unfortunately true.
He's the Krillin. He's the Krillin.
Yeah.
He helps. He shows up.
They made Krillin Goku, and that was kind of a mistake.
But
they taught Krillin the Spirit Bomb.
yeah, that might.
Yeah, you got this, man.
They
No, I know.
Krillin the Spirit Bomb, and then threw him up against Beerus.
So can like any one of us folks just learn it? Like,
Actually, yes.
Technically, yeah.
That's basically what's going on.
And I feel so sorry about. They put us in a comic. I don't know what the thing behind this is, but who's the new Spider-Man kid?
Miles Morales.
Miles Morales was in a comic recently, and I don't really know what spurred this on. I saw a clip of it because I haven't been reading Marvel comics because they pissed me off with some of their decisions recently. But Miles Morales is like looking at a thing where he's referred to as the Black Spider-Man. And he's like, I don't want to be known as the Black Spider-Man. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude.
Well, technically, isn't he the Hispanic Spider-Man?
No,
He's black, Hispanic, and wears a black suit.
Yeah.
I'm like,
when
That's-
you
is
wear
that-
the black suit, then of course you're the Black Spider-Man.
Yeah.
When Spider-Man wore the black suit, he's called
I really
Black
think they're
Spider-Man.
trying to overcompensate with their need for diversity.
but I'm like, dude, in what other way to an outside observer do you stand out against the original Spider-Man, except for the fact that you're not as good?
This is unfortunately true, which is why they should just make an original character who's black, who's awesome. Jesse,
Okay.
Tiefling, I'm gonna zoom in on you.
Did he beat the entire X-Men team by himself yet?
No.
Look, the one thing that he did, I did read one comic. He prides himself on the fact that he's able to dodge Peter Parker's webs, which no one technically has been able to do yet.
Yeah, the exact same power as you, so I'm able to touch your webs.
All right. Well, I sense we've gotten a little off track here with this one,
Yeah.
but basically, I think you could say that when you're trying to adapt something from the original source material, it's probably a good idea to look at what was successful and generally enjoyed first, and incorporate that, and then ask yourself, is this little detail important enough to be put in there? And if it is, or even if it isn't, make sure that it's put in smoothly or well. Like Loki's horns. There's no way that you should have been able to turn Loki's costume into a live-action way and make it look good. But you know what? They put
did it.
time and effort, and they made it work. And you know what the main thing was? They changed a lot of the spandex stuff to, actual clothing and armor. But they still kept a similar
They
design.
kept the horns.
Look,
and
They
that's
kept the
phenomenal.
horns.
Which is
and
one-
the horns apparently will look pretty badass if he was dressed in like robes and stuff.
Yeah, and a long coat. So that's what they did.
Also, the way that Tom Hiddleston
Portrays the character.
portrays the character is
Am I the only one that wants Thor to wear that damn helmet?
No, I was going to remark that he doesn't really wear it that much, and it looked awesome. So they should use that prop.
Well, they can't cover his
Long warriors.
Locks.
I'm pretty sure the ladies could do without one scene with him. Never mind. Never mind.
If he's going to fight a god, just have him wear it. Like, have him get knocked off. I'm fine with that, but at least have him wear it to go.
He needs to
into
wear
the
his, +5 helmet.
No,
But
if he's gonna wear the helmet, they have to compensate by having his shirt be ripped open or some shit like that.
Okay,
No shirt.
so it'll be like kind of a night with Sif, or maybe with the other
can
lady.
dig- I can dig that. That's a Viking thing to do.
Just cape and
Shirtless helmet.
cape helmet.
The way
Yeah,
that they portrayed it in the movies, it almost seems like it's invisible most of the time. So I want to see him like dinking it invisible against doorways and shit.
The Thor movies would do that. Remember when you put like the hammer on like a hat rack? It's like
Yeah.
but Thor Ragnarok soon.
Yep.
Anyway, we're going to shift gears a little bit here. We're going to go to Tiefling because I think you've got a topic about something.
that we talk about literally
Wait,
every single
wait. What could it be? Maybe I could find some memorabilia to
Is it Star Trek?
to possibly indicate
Is it JoJo?
what
Is that a thing I don't
it
know
could
about?
be. It could be.
Electra?
Could it be the thing that I'm pointing the camera at right
I
now?
don't know what you're pointing at the camera.
Well-
pointing the camera at.
Is it a lighter with hearts on it?
Let me turn it over.
Is that the
Would that be accurate?
Yes.
Okay. That would be accurate. So tell me, sir, what
we're talking about short aliens now.
what short alien news do you have with the martial arts aliens today?
The new arc has started.
It has.
Yes.
Finally.
And people
Are losing their shit, I'm
are
sure.
losing their shit. Some people are going as far as to say that Goku has performed a villainous action by starting this tournament.
Kind of has.
Well,
you want to inform those who have not seen every 70
Yes.
every 170 episodes.
The
of
most
Dragon
recent
Ball
thing that
Super?
happened is that Goku felt like he was
haven't
getting...
either. It's fine.
Goku was feeling a little rusty. He got grazed by a bullet and it kind of hurt. He's like, I need to go do some training. You know, it'd be really good training. This universal tournament thing that the god of everything, and by
God.
everything, I mean...
God.
Literally God.
You finally reached the top.
Yes, they reached, which
It
is
took
that,
them- it took them 3 series.
which is now a tiny little adorable baby who plays planetary chess with himself, with a future version of himself. Where the world building is getting ridiculous now.
A future version of himself that uses the opposite.
Like, just to give you a summary, this is when I coming in. It starts off introducing him. He's playing this planetary version of chess with his future self, and he just dinks like planets against each other and watch them explode.
And those are actual planets. that are
So he's just
exploding.
destroying stuff. We're like, oh, that's pretty.
But Goku. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. People are, because he started this tournament.
Because he was bored.
We outside of the universe know what the rules of this tournament are. That the loser's universe is destroyed. In universe, this has not been explained to Goku.
Not yet.
That's not the point. The point is that people are saying that Goku has done a villainous act by making this tournament a thing, even with knowing that universes will be
why
destroyed.
didn't Beerus explain that to him?
No one explained
because
to
he's
Goku
like,
what the
you
problem
can't
would
do
be."
this because he basically is saying, I'm telling you not to do it. Don't do it. I'm going to go talk to him anyway. Oh, then he threatens to shoot him in the face. I'm like, why don't you
Just tell Goku that it's what the
But
Start
Tiefling,
Mortal Kombat?
Tiefling.
Yes.
Yeah, actually,
Hold on.
it's Mortal Kombat. Tiefling.
Hold on,
Wait,
hold on,
Will,
hold on.
hold on, wait. Tiefling.
I got this though.
It's worse.
But before, hold up, you can go after me. But I wanted to make a point though. While he did not explain that this was essentially Mortal Kombat, because it is on a much grander scale, but even worse, he did say that you shouldn't annoy God because he could literally destroy the universe with a thought. And
know,
Goku
I've
was
seen-
joking about it, like it wasn't a big deal though.
Said,
I understand
I know,
that
I've seen
Goku
him
was
do
being irresponsible when doing it. People are saying he's doing worse shit than Goku Black, and I'm like, all of you need to calm the fuck down.
Dude, when your irresponsibility and foolishness can wind up destroying a fucking universe, yeah, you got a problem there.
No, nobody in the universe knows that though.
Hey,
No
look,
one
the
in the universe knows
evil.
what's going on.
You can go after me, Base. The evil thing I thought was a little bit odd is when Beerus said, he said something like, your rash behavior could be really destructive to someone someday, and he's preparing to shoot him. Goku looks really mad, really offended. He looks really angry, and that's unusual. So I don't know what was going on there. It was really weird.
Well, the character
Hold
being
on.
angry?
That's
What?
not.
No, but not. But
that
the
wasn't my
context
main point.
wasn't there.
I know. I just want to add to this real quick.
Go ahead, Ned. It's fine. It's fine.
The whole villainous act thing, I agree with it, but not villainous. It's just him being selfish again.
Yeah.
Goku gets really what is the word I'm looking for?
Selfish is a good one.
Selfish
is a perfect word to describe.
Self-absorbed.
Goku gets really selfish. He got so selfish one time that he threatened to kill Supreme Kai.
Yeah.
That was a thing that happened. And then God and the God of Destruction and his angel, your trainers, are telling you, don't get involved with this man. We don't know what will happen. You don't know what will happen. If you go through with this, I might have to destroy you. I mean,
Seriously, these episodes have been getting
my friend.
intense. It's really weird.
You're somewhat my friend and all, but I still have to do this to protect the universe.
And Goku's like, nah.
Fooled ya.
That sounds like villainous action to me. I'm sorry.
It sounds a bit iffy.
It's not.
Just because his intent wasn't necessarily evil, the fact that he has pig-headedly done something so fucking stupid, and what it might result in is the death of trillions.
Infinite.
I'm not arguing
Infinite.
that.
Hold on, but here's the
Troll,
thing.
I'm not arguing again that it wasn't a dumb thing to do, that it wasn't a bad thing to do. I'm arguing that people are already like Goku. They're arguing as if Goku knew what the action would be, and I think it would be.
If a guy accidentally, through his own pigheadedness, murders your entire family, how do you consider him a villain?
He thinks the Omni King is his friend because that's how the Omni King treats him.
Doesn't matter.
It definitely
It does, though.
It very much does.
Because the Omni King is this kid this tall.
Dude, I understand what both of you are saying. I really do.
It does sound
But
biffy.
from what has been explained to me about people warning him how bad of an idea this is, if this goes south, he ends up getting trillions of people killed. It was a villainous action. I'm sorry.
Well,
like, there's one thing if he had no idea, no one was telling him not to do it. But from what you've explained to me, plenty of people who he knows are smarter than he is have explained to him how terrible of an idea this is.
I'm not arguing that it wasn't stupid. I'm saying that people were prejudging it based on their own information.
Okay, let's stop right there. Get to the rest of your question.
My actual
You're
question.
a Shao Kahn apologist.
I'm not a Shao Kahn apologist. Stop instigating.
There's a very big difference between what Shao Kahn is doing and what Goku is doing.
I'm sorry, that's fucking hilarious.
We're never forgetting that one.
You're a Shao Kahn apologist.
I'm not a Shao Kahn apologist.
Okay, go on with your point, though.
You suck.
I don't think at any point Shao Kahn was like, "Hey guys, let's play a normal innocent game." And, okay, we'll play that game. By the way, the rules are that if you lose, everyone dies. Oh, I'm sorry. Can we not? Nope, you agreed already.
Yep.
Well, if before that, Ray came up to you, this fucking guy is dangerous, don't fucking talk to him, I might have to kill him to save everything from you.
Wait, does that make
There's a difference between Shao Kahn and Zeno as well. Zeno's like a 5-year-old. Shao Kahn wears a skull as a face.
Roll. Tiefling, stop.
Wait.
I got one more. Oh my god. Goku has never fought anything small and incredibly dangerous and not look incredibly dangerous at first glance.
I'm gonna pull you up a picture of Zeno right now.
I'm sorry, Zeno doesn't
After you
even
pull
look
a
like
picture
that.
of Zeno, pull a picture of what's his name from After Cell? Boo.
Boo.
Yeah, after you pull a picture of that, pull a picture of Majin Buu.
Majin Buu doesn't look as innocent.
That is their god.
That is God.
That doesn't really mean anything in Dragon Ball, though.
Nothing in Dragon Ball.
This is
It's
God.
like fucking Beamo.
That means nothing. Pull a picture of Majin Buu.
All right.
He looks stupider than Majin.
Okay. Anyway, your question. I
Majin Buu
Back to
can
your
just be
intro
with full
question.
don't think you've actually gotten.
I haven't actually.
Gotten your full.
What I brought up was just something that just annoyed me.
Okay.
But
I'm taking
my actual question, it comes from the new intro.
Okay.
In the new intro,
I'm sorry. I just Shao Kahn Apologist keeps going.
Yeah, that's okay.
that was very. If it wasn't like, if I didn't feel like that was out of context, it would be very fucking hilarious.
I'm not laughing at you. I just keep everyone realizing.
Oh my god, Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat 9 is a Shao Kahn apologist.
What is the other universe that's going to be destroyed? The Mortal Kombat universe.
It's possible. Anyway, your question.
Shao Kahn apologist?
No.
Isn't he?
No, he tried to kill Shao Kahn, and Raiden said no, so that doesn't work with your...
All right.
And Raiden's the Shao Kahn apologist.
No, Raiden wanted Shao Kahn to lose.
Raiden is Shao Kahn now.
Truth. Okay.
Okay.
I love that twist.
In the new trailer,
Yes.
not trailer, opening intro to the show,
Yes.
they show multiple flashes of
Some fights.
fights, as well as people training, and possibly a new transformation.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to the most? I know that you've seen the intro. This isn't much a question for you two. It's just mostly for Merlin and Biz.
Well, I mean, I like the fact that they're highlighting, I think, that possibly one of the main villains is a guy that is basically just a buff version of a Gray, which I think is kind of cool. Very stereotypical
It looks
alien.
like Deadshot.
Looks a bit like Deadshot. I think the fights, obviously, I'm looking forward to the action.
The new the animation quality in this is ridiculous.
It's the first time I think that an intro has really showed in detail like snippets of fights, which is really cool. But other than that, I'm just looking forward to seeing what other characters are going to bring to the table, and hopefully that this arc is not purely just fight. There might be some other aspects to it, which it looks like there may be, because so far there's been some nuances to Dragon Ball that haven't really existed there before. Like, quite honestly, the presentation and writing is just on a better level than it used to be. So I'm looking forward to see that actually done in an arc that people don't feel just meh about.
Maybe we'll finally get another rematch between Superman.
Again, this is someone who has no idea what the series is really about, but you guys just spent a lot of time arguing over if one act was villainous, when previously this show was about a little kid not knowing what a vagina is, so smacking a girl in her panties.
Well, I think
Change, man.
Yeah.
Things change.
Yes,
No shit, the writing quality has gone up.
Yep. Well, yes, the chapter 1 of the manga is definitely a little different than how things are now, but that's a good thing. It's quite a journey. What do you think,
He's
Base?
still after these young girls, though.
Master Roshi actually looking like he could kick someone's
Master Roshi's been holding back this whole time. I'm pretty convinced. Because
I want to see how things have changed. You go back to comic books, in the first Batman comic, he literally throws a villain into a chamber full of poisonous gas and murders the fucker.
Things
now
change.
people are going, Batman has a no-kill rule.
No.
Didn't that make the Joker?
No.
That was acid.
So it's just the exact same backstory as the Joker.
No, that was acid, and Batman didn't throw him in. He tried to save him.
Batman tried to save that guy.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
No.
What I'm looking forward to in this arc is the character development. Because
Yes,
there's going to be a lot of that.
it seems that the first set of episodes, before they even figure out what the rules to the tournament are or like the timing of it, is just character episodes with training.
Which I can't wait to see 17.
They
again.
show Gohan training with Piccolo. They show snippets of
18, 17, and Krillin.
18, 17, and Krillin. They show
Isn't Gohan
Vegeta.
better than Piccolo by this point?
that's actually debatable now.
That is.
Piccolo's gotten a lot stronger.
Because he went to that last tournament, so he's really beefed
Piccolo
up.
was fighting somebody that was basically
Frieza.
like I think he was a little strong. I would call him a little bit stronger than Frieza.
Well, he's we know Piccolo's stronger than Frieza.
Yeah,
It's just pretty much every other person they really get into training with are Saiyans for the most part. And they explained how, as a Saiyan, you just need to get your ass kicked to the point near death, and when you heal up, you're better. They never really explained how Namex get really better, except for absorbing other
I feel
Namex.
like
Training. Just
pure
lots of training.
And Piccolo hasn't stopped. But
But it's never shown as clear
yeah,
cut. So
Yeah.
there's been really good hinting like more going deeper into the relationship between Goku and Goten,
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually.
which was ridiculously good.
that little snippet with the household family stuff with Chi-Chi was pretty good.
Where they just walked out and
Vegeta.
got rid of-
Oh,
Vegeta
I do want
Trunks
to,
and Bulma and,
I do
Buddha.
want to use that moment to step off and say that there is no doubt from this episode that
Vegeta's a better product.
Vegeta's a better person.
Yeah.
I'm sorry because it was great. Like Goku tries to get, oddly enough, the last person he asked was Vegeta to come train with him, and Vegeta's like, no. Bulma's pregnant again. I have to stay with her
I
because he
feel a
wasn't there before.
responsibility to this.
And Goku was like, well, hey, I was dead when she had Goten.
Yeah.
It was like, wow.
She's the one having the baby, not you. I don't understand. And then we
That actually just seems like the more Saiyan rationality behind pregnancy.
It is.
I know, but the fact that Vegeta's like,
I'm not saying that
I
it's-
want to.
They've kind of crossed there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, Goku's becoming more and more Saiyan. I don't like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of agree. He cares
I've
more
never
about
actually
more
thought
fighting.
about
Goku still cares about people, but now he's like, universe,
Goku
whatever.
has run out of opponents.
Yeah, he has. That's why he's
So
doing
he's
this.
gotten bored and has gone out
Yes.
to find new ones, and it's gotten to the point where that is starting to endanger
Everyone.
everything.
Yes.
Someone's got to take him out, which is what I feel like that scene was hinting at. Beerus is like, I'm gonna have to take you down one day. So maybe the Goku Black stuff might have been hinting at something.
I feel like stupid for not knowing if that was the point, but is One Punch Man just like a hyper extension of that kind of mentality?
Yeah.
No,
Well-
it's a. Alright, his whole problem. Okay, One Punch Man's problem is that he is the strongest thing ever he can defeat all but one of the enemies so far he's encountered with one punch. So he's bored with being a superhero, but the show is about him trying to find what being a superhero actually means in a weird way.
Other than being awesome.
Other than being awesome and him growing as a person, and the end fight of the first season was him facing someone who had the exact same problem that he did. He was so powerful, couldn't be, and it turned him into this horrible person who went around destroying everyone. So he kind of got to see what that leads to.
I feel like right
Sounds
now
like it
what
leads to Goku.
I feel like
It
what
basically
this,
was Goku.
I feel like what this arc is doing is teaching
Except-
Goku that same lesson. I think that might be what this is doing.
I hope so, because Goku's been around long enough that he should know things.
Yeah.
But Super's
made Goku stupid.
there was one little line when he came over to he was gonna get the treats for Whis to goad him into training him, and he goes to visit Bulma,
And he
he's
offers him to Bulma.
He's like, I'll give you to Bulma, and then Bulma's like, that's unusually considerate of you. he doesn't do nice little things like that for his like oldest friends.
He doesn't do nice things like that anymore. He used to in original Dragon Ball.
Goku needs to realize that he's being a jerk. He needs to like grow.
Honestly,
grow in a way other than training.
Like I like Goku, but this episode he felt like a bit of a jerk to me.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways. I'm like,
he was being really good with that.
Yeah, he was being really good in the very beginning.
There you go. He does have a job now, and he like sells vegetables to people. That was cool.
Legitimately is being like,
and he hates it. He hates it so much.
He's so dead on the inside.
By the way, we were wrong. The time skip happened after the last time we saw Vegeta, and he said, "I can't go train." That was the 9-month time skip. It's still 780, I think it is.
Yeah, it's 780.
Yeah. But GT still can't happen because fucking...
GT's still not canon until...
What's his name is Split.
Oh, yeah.
Kibito Kai.
Yeah, Kibito Kai.
Kibito Kai.
Yeah, because, it's Supreme Kai's normal.
Yeah.
But, does that satisfy your thoughts, or...?
For the most part, there's one more thing that I really want to say.
What's that?
You perfected Kaioken.
You Shao Kahn Apologist. That's what the subtitle of this episode is going to be called.
You know, there's going to be a guy in my game called Shao Kahn. He's going to be the most fucking, like, destructive ruler ever. And
so he's going to be Shao Kahn?
The people will still fucking love him. And I want you.
So he's going to be
I'm actually a little mad.
It's like one guy's a little baby, and the other guy wears a skull for him.
No, I was...
I'm sorry, man. I'm not going to make fun of you. It's just too good.
No, that was really funny.
It is very funny, and I'm upset that I'm on the outside.
I'm sorry.
But no, what's the last thing?
Basically, it seems that what Super is doing is going deeper into Goku and Vegeta's characters and what makes them different.
Makes them tick.
What lessons they need to learn to become stronger, not as fighters, but as people.
Yeah, that's really been the theme of this show so far.
And I see a lot of people going off of like why Vegeta should be stronger than Goku, but like I feel like part of his character is growing to accept the fact that like his pride and everything is what's keeping him behind, and not necessarily to lose that, but to just
work with it
and accept the fact that he's such a prideful person.
He did, though.
And just be okay with... He's not... No.
So he started learning that in the Buu Saga when he killed himself.
He took a lot of steps back with Super.
A little bit.
It's just starting to get to the point of, like, who's stronger, Dr. Manhattan or Galactus? It's like,
yeah.
I feel like Vegeta would be, I guess, a lot more...
Considerate?
Vegeta's learning to become a better person, while Goku is finally, I guess, technically learning to grow up in ways.
Yeah, but in a lot of the wrong ways, from what it sounds like.
A little bit.
After this, I'm pretty sure we'll see a drastic character change, hopefully.
I hope. Yeah. I really hope.
Or else he's going to start wearing black and go back in time.
And I was like, no!
Well, I'm just thinking how it's kind of a trope of something that whips people into shape is a major tragedy in their life. And all I know is that he has a kid now that people like.
Oh my god.
No,
one of my sons died. How am I ever going to keep her right back?
Oh, fuck. I forgot that's a thing.
Death is meaningless.
Yeah.
Death is meaningless.
Death is kind of meaningless.
Which is why they've kind of stepped away from that. And
oh my god, I just realized the
relationships.
fucking cop-out.
What?
The Super Dragon Balls.
Dude, they're not doing that. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, they will.
No,
GT's not a thing.
Bring back all the universes.
GT's
Don't worry about that. All the universes are fine.
6 and 7 are going to survive. Super Dragon Balls are going to be put together, and they're going to wish back all the universes. It's a fucking cop-out.
Yeah. You did... That's the ending. That's the only ending to get out.
The only real question is whether or not Goku will kill God by the end of it.
No.
No, him, Beerus, and Vegeta are going to have a fucking...
No, in all fairness...
There's a comic book panel of Superman punching Abraham at God.
I feel like the way that the show should end is a final showdown between Goku and Vegeta, like after they've gotten basically...
Naruto, Sasuke,
You know...
Donkey!
But
I disagree. I think it should be Vegeta and Goku learning to work together, finally. Like, not with no fusion, just actually work together and to fight beers.
I don't think... actually, going back to it, I think the show shouldn't end on a fight, but it should end on like an actual like life lesson.
It should end on a conversation, actually, to be completely honest.
Just like... Kind of the way that Rurouni Kenshin was originally going to end, with Kenshin becoming a fuller person and finally like he found a place to call home. Mm-hmm. Goku should probably like learn to accept peace at his heart and not go out to look for the biggest and baddest fights.
The show should have Goku starting a dojo.
Yes! Training other people!
Because for the love of God, he hates being like those normal jobs.
No, I'm sorry. It ended with him taking on an apprentice.
It should be like near his house, builds a fucking like a massive dojo and
that's
training people.
how I make money.
Yeah, it should be his version of Kame House, almost. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that I like that ending.
Might die this arc.
You know the end of Z
for real.
still
Can't
happens.
die.
No,
I'm being 100% serious.
Honestly,
Masaroshi might die. And it might just like click something. In his head.
It's true because they actually hinted like at the whole quest that they sent Krillin on was to get the immortal herb.
So was keeping him alive.
Maybe this is like his last hurrah, and then he's done.
He uses up all the energy that's in him, so he can't even be brought back to like.
Krillin's gonna become the turtle hermit.
Krillin will become
Kame House.
We'll take over Kame House, and Goku is going to start his own dojo. And then finally,
Masaroshi will die performing the greatest Kamehameha ever and killing God.
That would be great.
Goku's going to start a thing, so he'll have the little sun symbol on the back of his gi. Everything comes full circle.
Vegeta's just gonna stop fighting. He's like, fight.
What do you do? I'm a good dad now.
I'm a dad. I'm getting lessons with Piccolo.
I have a princess now.
Yeah,
Aww.
That's the one thing that I like diverging a little bit more, but that's the one thing that I like from GT was
the relationship with his daughter. Yeah,
Vegeta's growth as a human being.
All right. Well, you know what? That was actually a really good Dragon Ball discussion. I think even Wheeler was entertained. He doesn't know anything about it. But that's why we finally...
I don't even know if the characters actually follow.
Yeah, no, good. Yeah.
You stuck with the main ones. I'm pretty sure you're still like, who the fuck?
We didn't stop. We did not mention Dodoria.
Dodoria.
Or Spabovich. Or Tambourine again.
Tambourine. The best villain.
Or Launch.
Launch, the character that even the creator forgot about.
Or Muchi Machi Mari. Don't worry, he's from GT. He's not a real person.
Oh my god.
But anyway.
I feel like I need to point this out
The
first.
Dompara brothers.
That is about to break.
That's
gonna break.
Yeah, that's gonna.
So you're saying that my cupboard of like awesome geeky things is a Linkin Park song?
Yes.
I'm about to break. All right, I'll fix
break
it
during this conversation.
Well,
Please.
I was actually waiting during Dragon Ball conversation.
my lady friend actually has offered to help me rearrange some things and make things better.
Good.
So,
Take her up on that. Free labor.
Please.
what are you implying, man?
What?
Okay, never mind. Anyway,
We don't want any of this shit to leave. We just don't want it to fall.
yeah, it is getting those covers are old.
The question that will actually take a lot more
Time.
than Dragon Ball Z.
Is great question.
All right, first 2-hour podcast.
Probably not, but because the limit of this thing is like 90 minutes. But we got half battery power. We're good.
Okay, so we were talking, we're talking about this last Wednesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it took a while then, and we had to stop. Unfortunately, John's not here for it as well. But, Gimli, sorry.
It's okay.
What is necessary for the perfect game? He's not dead.
No, you don't the other people are dead. No, you did it wrong.
Actually, you know what I would like you to do? On that note, one of the reasons why I think Gimli doesn't make it a priority to come to the podcast, much like Dan.
Giant hurts people.
Well, that, yes, now they know where he works. Got to edit that out. You think I'll do it? No. But no. No, the part, I'm going to keep some of it in, though, because it was kind of funny. The thing is, I didn't hear it. How did you hear it?
What? I could hear her walking.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Anyway, but no, it's just because I think he feels like there's not enough for him to talk about. Because he doesn't know much about anime, doesn't know much about comic books.
He knows a lot about Star Wars.
He's not a huge talker, that's true. But I still want him here.
Comics, really?
No.
He likes Thor, Captain America, and the Punisher. That's it.
Yep. And
I like
Captain
Green
America's out of the question.
But
I thought I liked Green Lantern.
and Green Lantern, yes. That's the one DC character he likes. Correct. But anyway, that's why. So we'll include him some other way, but that's why. Anyway, your question is awesome that he was a part of.
Is that what is necessary to make the perfect video game?
That's a hard,
Perfection.
tricky word.
Something that
I know it's not possible.
It's something that you
But
go
you're close.
towards, but you can't.
I feel
fully
like
attain?
everyone has their own idea of what a perfect video game would be.
Start.
I got you.
That's be
Humor him.
Okay.
Humor him. We'll start with Troll because I know he wants to speak. Or no, Xevrix.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
He was there
So,
and didn't get to contribute, so he's been thinking about this.
one of the main things that makes a really good, a perfect game for me is a story where I can care about these characters. I can learn things about them through not their dialogue, but like the stuff around them, like maybe their house or something like that.
Like
the
little context clues.
Context clues.
Context clues, like
Not necessarily being told
unfortunately
stuff, but
how
what's
Destiny had like the grimoire
unfolds in front of
cards,
you.
and
Oh.
they weren't in the game.
Like how you need to actually go looking for the information.
Yes.
more
But I
Souls
prefer
games.
that to be like in
Yeah.
the game.
Like Dark Souls,
Yeah.
with that kind of ridiculously immersive story. If you want it to be that,
But if you don't want it to be, let's whip my sword.
I'm a dude swinging my sword in a castle.
Actually,
an hour
the
later,
best way I ever
everything's
heard that was from this one thing. It's like, what a guy looking at the giant weird testicle faced snake, blah, 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 and I will never explain it again. Now, do you know what you need to do? Yes. Kill more bosses.
Another thing is a soundtrack that is not only memorable, but one that you want to emulate yourself.
Thematic.
Thematic.
This feels like a stupid thing to reference, but Undertale.
Yes.
Like
yes. Undertale had a
Later.
wonderful fucking soundtrack.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use some of that in my game.
Undertale worked story narrative, and
You have failed.
it was more story driven. That was a very story driven game with like
Multiple paths and all that other stuff.
I was specifically referring to the soundtrack, but yeah,
Yeah,
that
the
too.
soundtrack.
Undertale's is a good version of an almost perfect game.
My favorite piece from that is the music that plays right before you fight Asgard and the music when you fight Asgard, because those two things blend so perfectly. And it's like it's this epic boss battle before you get out of this Underdark basically, and it's like a regal soundtrack, and it just keeps building and building and building.
It's not copyrighted. I'll just pull it right
show
now.
it to
Is
you.
it not copyrighted?
Copyright.
No, it's not.
It's
actually.
not copyrighted because I have the jazz version for my game.
All right. If it's not the actual version, I can probably
We'll
put.
wait till afterwards
Yeah.
to play it.
That's because you
And,
never know.
Yeah.
They took out my Lava Lantula review.
I'm not asking. Oh my god, they did.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for perfect gameplay, but gameplay that's still
Enticing.
fun and enticing.
Gameplay that isn't too overly complicated. Like I feel like the problem that people had with the game, such as like The Witcher,
It's
is
really
that
complicated.
it is stupidly overcomplicated.
Witcher's pretty
Like
intense.
you couldn't drink potions in combat because that didn't make any
Yeah, you had
sense.
to try to think. You had to somehow mentally see the future and know that you're going to be in combat with poisonous things in order to drink a potion that makes you.
Well, you needed
get
to read the
poisonous
context
things.
clues of, and then like the journals and the diaries of everybody, and then I'm gonna go fight a snake. So then the snake could be poisonous or it could
I
be
mean,
on
that's
fire.
okay too, because it's really
but here's the
immersive
thing.
and
Here's the
you learn
thing.
from
But
that.
for- but
But for
far.
Witcher 3, they took criticism and updated it so that it was more streamlined and it felt more like an organic experience rather than inventory tabs the video game.
That's another thing.
See, I use my silver sword to kill monsters. I could never kill a human being with a silver sword.
That's another thing. Input the creators listening to their fan base
to a point,
to a point.
because fans are stupid.
Like the creator of
Tracer's
Pokemon, he said that he reads like fan letters he gets out loud in mocking voices of all the stupid ideas he gets to his team.
We want, apparently, the Pokemon fans in general want a game that is all of the regions, but only Gen 1 Pokemon.
No. No.
I'm fine with this, actually, personally.
Only Gen 1 Pokemon. We want every Pokemon in your party to follow you.
We want all of the legendaries, but then again,
That's
only
true.
Gen 1 Pokemon.
we want it seamlessly 3D in VR, but also cartoon. Like
That just
people
gets
are
ridiculous.
stupid. There needs to be constructive They need to listen to constructive criticism rather than just blatant whining.
Yeah, like how Bungie and Destiny do sometimes. I mean, same thing. I'm sorry. Blizzard
Gotta bring
and
up
Bungie
Destiny.
do sometimes. Like how they change their characters based on reactions in competitive, reactions with the public, and their PTR.
So you're seeing games as more of an evolving experience instead of like a finished piece of art.
Oh,
No, I'm looking at it as
that's a
both.
different. That's the
Because
right.
it
That's
can be
the.
a finished piece of art, but there can still be small.
Will,
there's a difference.
This is
between-
the Roger Ebert argument you're emulating right now. Actually,
There-
video
there
games
is
are
an
not
argument-
exactly art. Yeah, he took
There's
some
an
flack for that for a
argument
long
between.
time.
I believe
there's
that
an
video games are
argument
art.
between single standalone perfect games and perfect gaming series. I feel like that's the problem.
I feel like anything with multiplayer aspects are gonna need to evolve in some way.
Yes.
I feel
Here's
like my perfect game would be a single player experience. Payback is a bitch. I feel like it would be a single player experience.
You Shao Kahn
With-
Apologist.
Heavy RPG elements
Yep.
with basically a grandiose adventure.
No, let him go. Let him go.
A story-heavy, grandiose, more of an Eastern style adventure for my personal taste.
So like a Journey to the West.
Yes,
As an RPG, that'd be kind of cool.
like Dark Souls. Dark Souls is almost perfect.
We keep bringing up Dark Souls a lot.
It's a good game.
Well,
Dark
people,
Souls is his favorite video game on the planet.
Half-Life, good sir.
Half-Life.
Half-Life 1.
First one?
First one.
Still haven't played
Sorry?
Half-Life.
I'll bring it.
You're second. I apologize. I did not know how much you were into half.
You Shao Kahn Apologist, look at him.
But if Dark Souls, for me, was a little bit more forward with their backstory, because I'm somebody that cares.
Yeah.
Now I get why they don't do it, because that would turn away so many people. But if it was more front-loaded,
So
and
I'm
obvious
assuming you
about it.
really like the opening cutscene.
The opening cutscene is gloriously amazing, and I always watch it whenever I make a new character.
It's great.
Dark Souls is not forward with how you get to important bosses.
It's
See,
fuck,
where-
I'm here now.
So you wear this ring, then you jump down this endless abyss that would kill you normally.
Okay. But a grandiose adventure with lots of backstory and lore. Also, like the current story that's going on is explained, kind of like the Journey to the West.
Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger is another.
people do like Chrono Trigger as an example.
The Final Fantasy games would be good if they could just fucking settle down and just take a look at what
If
they
they can,
can do.
if they can finish the game before they release it.
Well, after 10 years, they still have a hard time, apparently.
Here's what I find important. As I've kind of grown up, something I've discovered is really important to me is the game needs to be challenging but fit. Dark Souls is a perfect example.
Some
Dark Souls 2 does not follow that model whatsoever.
I meant the original Dark Souls. Dark Souls, perfect example. In many ways, Bloodborne, except when you get to the DLCs.
The DLCs is very Dark Souls 2.
faster. The hell did I need to do faster? Fucking.
Hey, cut off his legs. That means I'm winning, right? Oh my god, he spit lava off his legs. But Resident Evil 4, another one of the greatest games ever made. Incredibly fun, challenging, but fair. I think that's a major part of any video game experience. Though some of the games I really love are not particularly hard, but the stories they have are really good. Like the Legacy of Kain.
Legacy of Kain.
Legacy of Kain games are great stories. They're magnificent looking, great for role playing. Not exactly the most challenging games out there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Journey towards perfection is always kind of dangerous. If you take too hard, if you take too long at it, you get Daikatana. If you if you don't go at all, you get Flappy Bird. You know?
There needs to be a happy medium.
I forget what the quote is. I think it was like, perfection can never be achieved, but that's not a good enough reason to not try for it.
Oh, I like that.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
I Excuse me, Mr. Freshman college student, but getting into some some of the more mental aspects of this sort of thing. There's a term called engagement in like a lot of competitive sports, but it's the way that you get audience to interact with your medium in like literature and such.
Immersion.
Immersion is like the biggest way in a lot of games. Basically, people shouldn't be able to walk like they have fucking airwalk on at all times. That'd be stupid. People shouldn't be able to ski around if you just press the forward button really fast. But it's also like Will was saying, like making the story where you have to go look for it. That it's making you invest more time into the game with them not really having to do anything like dramatic on the screen. Like, look, you're just looking at some text on the screen, but you're engaged. You're looking more forward towards it.
Essentially the opposite of Final Fantasy 13.
Yes.
The exact opposite.
Difficulty is another type of engagement because it's keeping you invested in it because, oh, I really want to get past this. I want to feel that sense of accomplishment. But if you go too far and where it crushes you, then
You throw the disc across the screen, you crack it, put it in a blender, pour that blender down the toilet, go to the sewage plant and light it on fire.
And then 2 months later, you go out and buy a new copy of the game because, goddamn, you'll beat this motherfucker this time.
Then after that, you do the same thing, but then you salt the ground. So that nothing. You go to the producer, kill him, burn and salt
Eat his heart so he can gain his power.
that's another part that's really important to not fuck up, though, because I don't care if just I'm like a normal dude and if I show my dick to Thor, he's not going to crush me. And mercifully, he would crush me. But in like a video game sense, for the sake of engagement, it needs to have that chance. It needs to be that bit that'll keep me trying again and again.
With once again bringing up the Soul series,
Because there's bits that are just
that
bullshit.
wall. There is a clear wall from a controls standpoint that you need to get past to even stand a chance at playing that kind of game.
Even without that, though, you can go back to Legend of Zelda. I like the idea that you start off with shit and no chance being able to defeat your opponent, but over time, the idea is that through the journey, you get better and stronger. You get things that'll help you out, and you'll eventually be able to.
Like a Metroid, Castlevania.
A lot of classic games emulate that idea, basic RPG elements. Because that's in a weird way, that's kind of what we like to imagine happens in life. We start out like as a baby, we're stupid, we're small, anyone can kick our ass.
Yeah.
But over time,
you punch a lot of babies.
Yeah, but over time, you grow stronger, you get smarter, you're able to take all.
It comes back to the modern argument of how many 5-year-olds do you think you could take in a fight?
I could bet at least half a dozen.
But after every single set of 20, one 7th grader comes out
as like a mini boss.
As a mid boss.
How many 5-year-olds does it take to take down the Shao Kahn Apologist?
At least 97.
It's not going away.
Another big part of it.
He's tries, man. 5-year-olds can be wild.
Look, if you pick one up by the ankles and use it to beat the other ones off of you, I think you're doing fine.
I don't know. I watch those Saturday morning cartoons. They can be wild.
Look, we're not fighting the kids next door. All right.
But what if we were?
Maybe?
That's you get to the kids next door after wave 200.
I
don't know. You just need one of them ankle high of a switchblade.
Is it Pet Cemetery, the movie that does that?
Yeah.
I think in the grand
why is there no
scheme
Pet
of
Cemetery
things...
video game?
Wait, a centaur?
Pet Cemetery.
Pet Cemetery.
Don't worry about it.
Wait, but we want centaurs now.
No.
I want centaurs in Kingdom Hearts.
Xevrix was going to say in the great scheme of things.
In the great scheme of things.
In the grand scheme of things, I think it's somewhat like how TV shows are considered to be like perfect shows. Like Samurai Jack, even now it's coming back and it looks like it's still what it was.
He's going to be killing some people.
Oh my god, yes.
No more robots.
Yep. It's the ability to come back long after that. Oh my god.
Replayability is also a thing.
Yeah.
The big thing for me, like I was going to get to, but I completely forgot about it, is, like you were saying, RPG elements. That freedom, the ability to not only do it how you want, the ability to do it differently next time you come. That's huge for engagement. It's like all that Skyrim and the Fallout games.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I feel like
Like, I have so many hours logged into Skyrim. It might legitimately be addiction. I've bought 5 copies of that game because I keep burning out the disc.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
That might
I
be
have
it.
lost months of my life.
The newest one I got just to experience mods. Like, there's one mod where it adds random giant legendary creatures into the game for you to track down and try to fight.
And they're just tall creatures, but
I know,
you're still gonna do it.
but I went to... They're not on the map anywhere. I had to, like, go searching for these bastards. And I went and found every goddamn one of them.
I personally enjoy more linear progression type of games.
I'm not saying like a straight sandbox game, but more like
Yeah.
the progression of like an Elder Scrolls or something.
I think the best. I think the best is kind of a melding of the two. Like middle ground is for a lot of these things, but oddly enough, sometimes you just need to go off filter. Like Dark Souls is once again one where we're telling you, Dick, go out there, ring these 2 goddamn bells to progress.
Another one I think that's really good is Asura's Wrath. Basically, a movie with quick time events.
But it was so good.
Yeah, but
I love that game so much.
That's still one I'd rather see someone Let's Play, because dear God, quick time events are
It's illegal. Like the copyright laws, you can't show any footage of that game.
Yeah, there
it's
are.
illegal.
Oh my God, we never watched things that are illegal for us to watch.
Pornhub. It will happen. There will reach a point where the only place to watch Let's Plays are on Pornhub.
You're not wrong.
I'd do it.
We're already to the point. We're already to the point where leaks
Why are
happen
you
on
on
Pornhub.
Pornhub? Why watch Azura's Wrath?
What's that?
I just love it if people completely understood.
Oh,
I'm watching Azura's Wrath. Oh, okay. That game.
No questions, just, oh yeah, I get it.
Gameplay is just going to be another tag on Pornhub.
I think it is.
Wait, would they eventually change their name for
No.
from Pornhub?
No.
Game Hub,
Pornhub.
No, just to the hub.
the hub.
No.
No.
The
We'll see.
Pornhub.
Maybe reach a point where in public you have to call it the hub. But it might,
Pornhub is going to just start be called in circles the hub. So they're going to take out the porn like when you're on the page, it's still called Pornhub, but like in your tab, it's just
The hub.
hub.
Yeah.
and it doesn't show the logo or anything,
Yeah,
so
it's
you
just
can like be
classy.
sneaky.
It's classy. They get classier.
Very classy.
So is Pornhub going to go down the Playboy? Like,
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
because Playboy, because not too long ago, Playboy just took out like the nude pictures from their magazine because they realized it's so easy to get that people were reading it for the articles.
Yeah.
Well, now that we have deviated to talking about porn, I'm going to say that since the battery power is really low, and this is the longest
Hold on.
podcast we've ever done,
Let me say one thing.
Wheeler should
before-
probably come to his
I
point.
think I have an idea taking all our ideas together.
Wheeler, what is your theory about the perfect game?
Sadly, the idea for a perfect game, you have to use Dark Souls as a base. None of us are surprised here, are we?
Add Legend of Zelda to it.
Add Legend of Zelda like progression and such.
Progression, temples,
Add in a little,
puzzles.
add in a splash of Final Fantasy VII.
And like the characterization that Will was talking about. Dark Souls 1 had good characterization, but they didn't stick around long enough for you to give a shit.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you need like a buddy or something that actually goes around with you. Not like quite like a
Take
Bethesda
Dark Souls as a
companion,
base.
but
Throw in Legend of Zelda. Take a sprinkle from the Final Fantasy series.
What about like a squad-based Dark Souls game?
That would be interesting.
I was going to say we have to throw XCOM in there somewhere.
I personally don't like the RTS.
But hey, if you're gonna make the perfect game, you gotta have an element for everybody, right?
Yeah, but then you gotta fucking throw in something for the Call of Duty assholes and Bell.
Well,
Well, like,
The shooter
even
elements
that,
seem
if
to be
you have
kind of-
other people playing your.
You can fight zombies at that point. Yeah.
If you have other people controlling your squad mates, then it does add that bit of Call of Duty.
You do what Overwatch did with Junkenstein.
I guess if they're offshoots of the main story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've determined the perfect video game is at least 5 different video games.
Yes.
roll into one.
But I think this is the closest answer we could all get.
Dark Souls as a base.
If we could get a Dark Souls Legend of Zelda game.
Dude,
Dark Zelda.
Some people argue that Dark Souls is a Legend of Zelda game.
Zelda Souls.
Shit, man.
One of the best cosplays to date.
That's just...
Someone made their YouTube channel based around it. Yami Tamashi, and he's one of the best PvPers for Dark Souls 1.
Damn.
Hey, you see how you open up treasure chests in that game? When they're not
how desperately-
the most horrific mimics ever.
See how desperately you have to hide behind your shield.
Are there mimics in Zelda?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are now flashing red.
Yeah.
All right.
So
we gotta
I'm
go.
going to say this is
Always look for a game that gives you replayability, that you can always go back to and just still love.
and say goodbye, base.
Bye.
But
Enjoy yourself. Bye.
Shao Kahn was right.
Go to the hub. Go to the hub.
Basically,
make Outworld great again.
Meet me on the hub, boy. I'll see you in these streets.